Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're doing another 1v1 gameplay analysis. It's one of my own, and this is definitely one of the hardest games I'm had to play. And recently I've done some coaching, which I'll get a video out about that, about what I learned. But since that coaching, I've played a bit better, and I've ranked up to Diamond 3, Division 3, I believe it is. This gameplay here was against a Champ 1 player. Checking his MMR after the game, he was around Champ 1, high Champ 1 though. So it was very difficult to play against this kind of player for the first time. I make a few mistakes. I end up pulling out some strange goals that kind of a little bit I don't deserve, but I can kind of explain my way around it for you. So starting off, just going to run it back just so I can explain what happened in the beginning here. Starting off, we do have a fair few good kickoffs in this game that I'd like to go over what made them good and a few that were pretty bad. So right there, I believe he's just got a really good kickoff and I flipped the wrong way. Run this back once more. So his car is more on the right hand side and so is mine, so I should have been flipping towards the left to make up for the because if he flips towards to my left now, the ball's obviously going to come out to the left because we're both on the right. For some reason I flipped out to the right, which is why obviously the ball went out that way. Fortunately enough, he missed it, which is why we don't get scored on immediately. But yeah, that's just kind of how the kickoffs work. For a lot of people who think kickoffs is some sort of weird, I don't know, RNG thing, it's really not. It's about car positioning and like physics. It's just a physics-based game, so that's how it's going to work out. I can do a updated video about kickoffs if you guys want. I know my kickoffs video is like the #1 video on my channel. It's got 180,000 views or something, but that's an old video. I know a lot more about kickoffs now. I can do an updated video like that if you want. But going right into this challenge here, I believe this challenge is the right thing to do. I probably should have double jumped to try to set it instead of trying to flip into it. But unfortunately it doesn't quite work out and I get scored on. Yeah, it's just not really much to say about that. I should have challenged a bit better. I got scored on. There's no way to defend it once that went up in the air. Moment here, I should have known. I'm just going to try to be really in-depth with this because I need to be harder on myself. I should have known from this play that because he was flipping to the left, he'll be getting that boost behind me, knowing that I'm so far up. So I should have taken that back boost. So he's got all the boost there. I have none. Once again, he just puts it up in the air and he goes up. So I know very early on that he's not afraid to go up for the ball quite quickly. And I keep this in mind throughout the rest of the game. I know that he's not afraid to challenge quite high and push up when he needs to. What went wrong with this kickoff here? It's a very even. If I can slow this down. Oh, did I not hit? Okay, hold on. It's a very even kickoff actually. He's just delayed it a tiny bit and has flipped. Because that delay has flipped directly on the spot, whereas I flipped way off to the side. So he's left with a pretty open shot on net. Next up, let's see if we can analyze this kickoff. Hopefully it goes well. Another delayed kickoff, as you can see there. Fortunately enough though, it doesn't end up like the last one. In this situation, I go up pretty early, and here's something I just want to point out to you now, because if you do this, it's one of the things that once you stop doing it in game, you're going to see a lot of improvement very quickly. I need to stop doing it. So I hit the ball up here, and I know at this point, if I have about 23 boost, even if this bounces off the backboard, the crossbar, I'm not really in a position to get to it, so I should be boosting straight down to get myself in a better position for a recovery. Instead, I just kind of watch the ball as it sails back into the backboard off the defender, and it's a very open goal for him from this point on. So in order to give yourself a better opportunity of scoring those rebounds or just scoring in general, when you're up in the air, especially in ones, start boosting downwards. You want a faster recovery, just because it's only especially in ones, it's only one other person on the map, like in the game. You don't want to be the guy stuck in the air while they have free reign to do what they want on the ground. There we got a quick kickoff goal. Nothing really much to say there. Another one where we both flipped the right way that time. It's just he flipped a bit better, I believe. So in this situation, I can break this down because I know exactly what I was thinking. I remember this play. He's just taking the boost to the left. He's also crossing the field completely while I have full boost. I know that in that situation, a lot of players are too tempted when they're that close to boost to just pick it up and rotate around to net. If you just rotate it at this point, he would be in a pretty good position for shadow defending. But I know that I've got 100 boost, and that if I can just hit it quickly and get it over top of him, I can put him under a lot of pressure and follow up the ball. So he misses that boost. I kind of know he's a bit too far out now. I could have put it straight along the ground to the left, which was also been a pretty good move. But I ended up just taking it high, keeping with the ball, just to pressure and put it over top of him. Once he crosses the field like that, he's in a pretty unfortunate situation, and you just got to take a quick shot on him. It's the same with the kickoff here. I'll slow it down for you just to show you what I mean. The other side of the coin from the first one. So I can see we're both on the left hand side here, except I'm just about center, so I'm gonna get better off here. I flip to the right, which means because the how do you explain it? Because the angle is opened more out to the right, I'm gonna get the ball out there every single time, and it's not RNG based. It's just how the game works. It's physics. So I mentioned earlier on that I know he's gonna flip. I know he's gonna be a player that challenges nice and early. At this point here, he takes this boost. I know that I'm pretty free to go back here. And he challenges early. I don't know why. I believe he thinks I have boost, but I'm literally sitting on 0. So he challenges early and he wastes just about half his boost getting down for no reason. I saw this though, and I know that he's literally sitting on no boost. I should have done more with it when I could, because I know he's got that middle boost. It's always something to know as well. Just keep an eye on how much boost your opponent is using and try and keep that in mind whenever you're making plays. Oftentimes you can just starve them out and force them to make bad decisions based on their lack of boost. I do the same thing here. I've kind of just taken both boosts. Took this middle one as well and the back one. In a pretty unfortunate situation. You can see there he has nothing. I should have made a better play off of this. I decided to try and pressure him with the dribble, but by that time he's got back and he's got in a pretty good position on the wall. I know the boost is about to spawn here, and so I timed it pretty well. I just used a little bit of boost to take that back boost from him as well. And then once again, push it over to the side, take this boost. This means he's got to go back. He's pushed himself back pretty well and gotten back in time to recover. So at this point here, he makes a bit of a mistake with how he pushes this ball. He should have pushed it just low here, because it's going to bounce straight off the corner. And I know I've got enough boost to put this on net, knowing he's going to be going for that boost. And so you see I move myself slightly out to the right so I can get more of an angle and rotate myself, swing into it to get a pretty good shot on net. Let's put this in 50. So I jump up, I tilt my car outwards, I get a pretty awful shot, but I know that if I can just put myself between the car, his car and the ball, I'm gonna be, the ball, sorry, and my car, the angle, what am I saying? If I can put myself between, alright, let's go, let's get it together. The ball and my goal, and the direction that he's gonna be putting the ball in, I can get a pretty good block on this goal. So I stick with it, and I kind of just use my car as like a plank. End up pushing it through. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but let's move on. So we're 3 to 4 with 2 minutes to go, but this is 1, so yeah, you know, 1 bad kickoff, anything can happen. Fortunately, he misses that one. He goes back for the boost. We just pressure there. Watching his boost consumption here, I know he's going back after we take this one. He's got to be going back for some boost, and he crosses the field once again to go get some boost. This moment here, it's something I'll be doing a lot more. I can slow-mo for you again. We'll go 10%. So I'm coming off the wall. I notice he's not facing. He's just starting to turn towards me now. So I take the ball cam off, keep it on my opponent. Admittedly, I do challenge a little bit late here, but I wait for him to jump and try and get the block. What I should have done is flicked it back on and maybe try to go over top of him, but I left myself in a pretty awful position, and I get pretty lucky to get the block here. Back that back into 100. I know I haven't really got the time to get that middle boost, so I end up just putting a little bit of pressure on and taking the corner boost. I get the middle boost in the end as well. Right here, he's on the back boost. I try to go for that double pop and just doesn't work out. I end up running out of boost before I can get myself back in to swing it in. Just keeping control of the ball here, putting it out to my corner, taking the boost. Watching him more than the ball here. I kind of know how the ball's going to act. I'm just bounce dribbling it, watching his movement, how he's going to play it. Unfortunately, I don't get too great a flick, but we end up getting a nice touch there. We kind of bump him and it ends up leading in a good goal. Now we've got 55 seconds before all. And as you can tell, you might be able to tell here, I'm actually quite nervous in this game. I've never really played a Champ 1. It was quite high Champ 1 player as well, I believe. If I got the MMR right. I was quite nervous. I was trying to play a bit faster. Once again, he goes up for that early play. Fortunately, I missed this. I could have really put this. Once I see that he's playing, so I tried to play early here. Pretty much got his back to the net. I could have gone up quite early. I have 40 boost. And just put it that top left corner, but I end up messing it up, try to flick it backwards over him, doesn't end up working out, and I can feel that I'm actually really like stressing out here. But just keep pressuring. I still got 28 boost, so I'm fine. I can get back, pick up the middle boost, and he makes a bit of an unlucky touch. So here, I just kind of cross the field. I know he's gone back for the boost, so I have time. And none of my flicks really have gone well this game, so I decided to opt out of that. And he's in a pretty good defensive position for shadowing. I could have dropped it here, moved it to the left. But I almost always stick by this move here. I mentioned almost every 1v1 video as well. It's literally just popping the ball up, tilting your car forward a little bit and popping it again. As you can see, he moves inward to challenge me. He's going for an early challenge here, right there. The second I see that, you just pop it up twice and he's kind of caught off guard. He hasn't got really... We'll go from his point of view actually. So he's got full boost. He gets him in a good defensive position. The second he goes to challenge early, he's really left off guard because he's expecting a flick or because he's expecting something that takes that tiny bit more time. And let's bring that back up. But yeah, I think that's it after this. I've got 11 seconds left. All I need to do is defend the ball, which I do so pretty well, I believe. I just move myself back. I wait for his touch. I'm in a pretty good defensive position here, and I just swing it out to the left. And yeah, that's the forfeit. So let's run it back a bit, but that is everything for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't know, there is a giveaway over on my Twitter. The link to that is in the description, but you can win a painted solar flare, a painted pink solar flare, a gold explosion, or a 20XX decal. So hopefully you will go into that. It's ending around the end of this month. Yeah, so link to that is in the description. Make sure to go check that out. But otherwise, if you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe to keep updated with any future content. Otherwise, that is everything from me today. And I will see you next time.